ET Now. ET Now.
Tax-Free World Association, TFWA, is celebrating its 70th year of hosting duty-free and travel retail exhibition. All travel industry icons have gathered under one roof at Paleda Festival, Cannes. The weather is superb, exhibitors and us are enjoying this, but there is some serious business happening inside. Let's go and check that.
So concept of duty free is very interesting. I mean, it is actually duty free. When you are buying downtown, there are a lot of taxes, a lot of duties. For some reason, historically, government has allowed a part of the retail which is duty free. We typically operate in an international space. We buy goods from international brands and we sell them duty free to the customers. What has happened, and if you see this big exhibition around, is that traditionally people associate us very, very strongly with liquor, more so in India, wherein liquor was the historical business of duty free.
I think the trends we're seeing is this consistent growth in spirits. Penetration in the category is still low. So penetration in spirits within the airports is 12%. So we've seen a trend with shoppers coming into the category, and depending on the airports and the location, purchasing behaviors are changing. If you look at the trend in travel retail in general, there is a change in shopper behavior and a change in what we call the mix of shoppers, where you're getting a lot more of millennials coming into the travel retail industry, you're getting a lot more of the emerging middle class. And if you look at the portfolio of products that are being purchased at the airports, it's very different than what was selling in the airports 10, 15 years ago.
Well, liquor is about 60% of our business. And after that is our perfume and cosmetics, which is about 19%. Now, globally, P&C represents about 40% of a typical travel retailer. That is very much in its infancy for us, so we're working very hard to bring more product and more innovation and more knowledge to the Indian consumer. We're actually undergoing a redevelopment at the moment in both our stores in arrivals and departures. By the middle of next year, and we're bringing about 5 or 6 new brands with within our perfume and cosmetics department. Some of these brands are not available on the Indian domestic market. So that's good for India, it's good for the brand, and it's very good for us as well.
I think that India is a fantastic market. Fragrance has always been a very important market for the Indian consumer. There is a lot of heritage, knowledge and appreciation of this market. And you all know Tiffany's, which is the symbol of what is the New York romance. It's a very important moment. It's the gifting period very, very soon. And therefore we are launching this new product in the market. And therefore I would just like to tell you, continue to love fragrances. We will disrupt the market. We will bring innovation to you, and we will be at your side for that.
It's a good occasion for us to look at brands, look at concepts, see what would appeal to an Indian customer, start a business relationship with them. So there could be people whom we are meeting for the first time today, but we would be launching their products in another 4 months from now.
We are here to introduce the new fragrance that will be on shelf on February 2018, and also will be present in Indian market starting end of February, mid of February. We are so proud to launch this fragrance. The name of the fragrance is Amo Ferragamo. Amo means I love. So Amo Ferragamo is something that is part of our DNA. And we developed a project coherent with our brands. We are extremely happy with the results. So it's really avvolgente. It's something that you can really smell on your skin, something that is strongly addicted.
Now I'm very happy to introduce our new baby. It's called Aura by Thierry Mugler. It's a new feminine perfume. This beautiful heart coming from the heart of the jungle. It's called Aura. Green, as you see, you don't have so many green perfumes in the industry. Very qualitative and beautiful to look through, especially when you are in the spotlight. It's going to be there next year for spring.
With men, we continue our saga with Uomo. We launched the Uomo almost 1.5 years ago. Then we put the second chapter that was more light version. And now we have a Uomo Signature, really an important version. This is quite strong, very masculine, black bottle, and the fragrance is also quite strong.
This beautiful baby. It's called Wanted by Azzaro. It has just been launched in India 2 weeks ago. As you can see, it's a very mannish product, very heavy. So it's glass, heavy glass and metal. Very particular design and absolutely great fragrance. Long lasting, very masculine. We want to, for the new James Bond of today, we know the attraction of the Bollywood stars in India, the fact that the real man, hero, fascinates the people. Basically Wanted, it's all about men.
So we are already discussing the calendars for the 18 launch, making marketing plans. Sometimes we are signing orders.
In a few weeks we will have a new launch of the new fragrance of Ferrari Forte, where Forte in Italian means strong. This is our I would say jewel of the whole Ferrari family, and we do believe that this will be a breakthrough on the market. It's part of the main line of Ferrari, which is so-called Scuderia line. We are actually launching 2 more brands of our portfolio. One is Iceberg and one is Sergio Tacchini. The products which are remarking a tennis ball and gives the idea of the DNA of the brand itself. Sergio Tacchini is a sporty brand.
Indian industry has evolved quite a lot over the past 3 years. New airports have come up, extensive retail space has come up. The stores are really world class. So for anyone who's traveling through any Indian airport, be it Delhi, be it Mumbai, I can assure you that they are getting the best of the brands at the best of the prices and best of the promotions.
The trends we've seen in the category is the importance of Scotch. Scotch is still very vibrant within travel retail and growing. Gin is the fastest growing category within travel retail, albeit still a small part of the travel retail spirits category, but it is growing the fastest. And there's a lot of vibrancy in spirits, so a lot of new people coming into the category. The shoppers are changing, so we're getting a mix of shoppers coming into the category, but it's very vibrant.
Customer has evolved to a point wherein when he goes through Mumbai International Airport, he is not only looking for his liquor allowance, he is looking for a host of other things.
The way that the Indian consumer think about the uniqueness of products that they are interested in, I do think that the Indian audience is perfect for the niche brands.
I can assure you that most of the buyers would find the experience of shopping in India to be a lot better.
So there's 2 differences that I see. If you look at the Indian consumer, they're more likely to purchase spirits in travel retail. So if you look at the average consumer, we spoke about penetration being around 12%. The Indian consumer, especially in the subcontinent of India, is definitely higher than the global trend. So the actual purchasing propensity in India is higher. So that's one difference that we see. A different trend that we've seen coming through in India and the shopper behaviors is that historically the Indian consumer was very, brand loyalty is still there. Price consciousness and brand loyalty. You got a brand like VAT69, which is very, very big in India. But consumers have been evolving and trading up to more premium brands. From VAT69 to the likes of Johnnie Walker Red, from Johnnie Walker Red to Johnnie Walker Black. Johnnie Walker Black is a very, very big part of our portfolio in India now. From Johnnie Walker Black, you're getting the Johnnie Walker Blue consumers, and the promotions in India is now actually driving a trial of Blue. And even a step further, where you look at a brand like the Singleton, it's actually growing, which is a single malt in India, which is growing very well in our domestic business and in travel retail. So the Indian consumer purchase propensity is higher, so they're more likely to purchase in travel retail, and they're actually evolving to different price tiers within travel retail.
The duty-free industry also operates under government regulations and under allowances. So every Indian traveller is allowed to bring back 2 liters of alcohol and 50,000 worth of other things around, which is a lot of allowance to spend on. And thankfully, Indian duty-free industry, especially Mumbai, has evolved to add those kind of categories. I mean, you can buy a MAC lipstick, for example. You can buy a Christian Dior perfume. You can buy a Davidoff perfume. We are selling dates. We are selling toys. We are selling so many other things beyond liquor and tobacco.
It's a country, and the India population is something that to us is a market to discover to the full potential.
Cannes has been very good for us this year. I understand it's a record turnout, both from visitors and both from exhibitors. And the innovation that I'm seeing coming from the brands and the suppliers is more than I've seen in previous years. They're really investing heavily in their innovation.
This exhibition is an institution for us. I love this to be here. In 2 days, in 3 days, we can cover the world. We don't need to travel. We see all the people from all over the world, from Australia to Japan to Finland to India, and we can present the new products for the next year.
This Cannes has been a fantastic Cannes. First of all, because it's the first time that we've been able to display the entire portfolio of both Coty brands and the P&G specialty brands we acquired 1 year ago. And the second reason is the new license that we just have for the last 2 days, Burberry, which is a fantastic brand, and we are very happy to incorporate Burberry into our portfolio of brands.
We have launched a very new and very special campaign called Mumbai Duty Free is Now Free. After doing a lot of research, we figure out that our customers, especially Indians, they want a good value from duty free. Therefore, we have launched this program called Mumbai Duty Free is Now Free. The core of the program being that we are working with third-party brands. We have tied up with other brands to give value back to our customer.
The hope we have is that we can grow steadily in the next years, because as India is one of the biggest economies in the world, I think it can be one of the biggest economies and markets to us also.
Well, this is all what the world of duty free is about. Now, let's take a short break. Stay tuned and keep watching to know what's going on inside Palais de Festival Cannes.
India is 70, and we're no longer willing to wait for the promises that were made but not kept.
We are not ready to play the mute spectator anymore.
It's time for India to take the lead,
and we must lead the change.
We will question policies and we will question politics.
In fact, we will question everything.
We will discuss, debate, and let you decide.
We will rise with India. Join us on the India Development Debate,
only on ET Now.
A1 with Android One. Picture perfect dual camera. Created by Xiaomi. Powered by Google.
Gulf Oil. High performance car engine oil. Designed to perform under pressure. Pressure moves you.
We are your voice.
One wants to know, if you have the flag in your heart, if you have your country in your heart, then don't grudge standing up for the national anthem.
We ask your questions.
Mersal now, Padmavati next. If Reed is getting muted, will Gabbar Singh ring true in real too? That's not what I voted for. But the national anthem should give us a greater sense of pride than our individual beliefs and faiths. Because this is the thread that unites our country into one. It's the anthem, it's the tricolour, it's the idea of India. Time we take some pride in it.
We are your strength.
Conflict resolution means both sides given a little, both sides cede a little ground. That's the importance, because we want to move on, we want to move forward.
The news are your trust, your voice.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Let's continue looking at what's going on in the world of duty-free.
Well, Delhi Duty Free is the largest duty-free retailer in India by some margin. This year we've had record-breaking sales. The month of June was phenomenal for us. We did over $15 million in 1 month. And just to put some context in there, we sold 53,000 bottles of Johnnie Walker Black Label, which is more than anyone else globally in travel retail. Liquor is our biggest category, and whiskey in particular. We've also found that more and more consumers are moving from like a standard scotch to a deluxe scotch, so we're very competitive in our pricing on that. But more importantly, there's now a move into something a bit more luxury. We're seeing a huge amount of sales in our super deluxe scotch, for example, Johnnie Walker Blue Label. And because we work so closely with some of our suppliers like Diageo, we're now able to sell a blue label and get a free platinum label. And a platinum label is a deluxe whiskey on its own.
If you look at Khan and if you look at liquor in travel retail, Diageo is market leader. So we're market leader in the spirits category. A brand like Johnnie Walker is the #1 spirits brand. Very, very big for Diageo, very, very big for the industry. So if you look at our sales over 2016, according to RWSR, we 2.6 million cases for Johnnie Walker versus the second brand in the category of 900,000. The trends we've seen in the category is the importance of Scotch. Scotch is still very vibrant within travel retail and growing. Gin is the fastest growing category within travel retail, albeit still a small part of the travel retail spirits category, but it is growing the fastest. And there's a lot of vibrancy in spirits, so a lot of new people coming into the category. The shoppers are changing, so you're getting a mix of shoppers coming into the category, but it's very vibrant.
However, what has happened over years is that there is a big word of duty free around chocolates and confectionery, a big word of duty free around beauty, fragrances, cosmetics, bath and body care. There's a big around luxury, fashion, and I think what is more important to communicate to the listeners is that duty-free industry, we as operator provide best value, all international brands. The international experience today is very different because you would get any brand which is available in any mall across the world. You will get it in Mumbai International Airport. You will get it at a price which is international pricing, as competitive to any other destination, and it is all duty free.
We are more focused to develop the local business now in every country, and when we have strong local business, we do duty free.
Well, I started coming into Cannes from 2005. The first few years was a big challenge being an Indian operator. It was very difficult to get an appointment. The brands didn't even allow us to enter their stands. In the last few years, the complete scenario has changed. India has come very high up in the map. It's become a priority for investments for all these brands, and we have the brands chasing us, wanting us to visit their stands and start listing their products in our shops in India.
Indian market for me is a dream. So this is one of my most desirable markets until now, and we are going to work hard for that.
We are very much inspired by the color explosions you have in India. And India as a country, I think within India you have maybe 20 different countries. If you go from the south to the north, you have from very dark to very pale, every skin type. And of course, we as a brand, we have to adapt to this. And we already started and will launch early next year colors special made only for your market in India. Especially the lips section is in the focus. But we will do it through the whole collection, not only for the lips, we will also bring it for special eye products and mainly also in makeup. We offer in makeup a selection of minimum 12 different colors. It's very important for the women in India to find exactly their color tones. We are a family-owned company, and this gives us the flexibility to do things like that. If you ask this from L'Oreal, they will smile at you and say, no, that's not possible. We have only an international assortment, not adapted to a country. But this we will do.
What we want to do, we open our first boutique in Mall of India in New Delhi, in Noida.
Okay.
We opened that back in April. So the first boutique in India for Clarins. We plan to open another one. We're trying to find a location in Palladium in Mumbai.
Okay.
And of course, if these two keep on doing well, we'll try to cover the 5 major cities in India, which are, as you know, Delhi, Mumbai, Hyderabad, Chennai, and Bangalore.
In terms of product, we are trying to be disruptive. We have started rolling out several fashion stores. We are looking at getting other very different, very innovative, very unique products being retailed at our shop.
Our latest baby is a corporation we have been working with since 3 years, and it's about Claret Chiffon. I love to present this. The packaging is very special, it's very eye-catching. It's all about dust dipping and all about gold. This gold and this color, they have been developed especially for hair. So it's not a standard color with a especially glossy finish with the gold. And when you open, this is the best product you can ever imagine. So you touch it, you don't feel it. But this product, you apply it in your face, it's becoming matte, but also giving light to you. You look younger, fresher, and amazing. We have also one of the best sellers of the collection we launched just now is the lipstick. And look at that, what's amazing is the lipstick, you have the cloud, because Claudia, when she was young, she was called Claudie. And when you open, you have the raindrops on that. You have this beautiful mascara also with the cloud in gold, smudge-proof, water repealer, and you can use it in your country. I use it every day, so today I'm using also this product.
We will reintroduce makeup in India for Clarins by the end of this year. All these beautiful things you see behind me will come back to India. We come with something which is very happy, healthy, easy to use. We've got heroes products like the lip oils. You know, the Clarins is coming from the oils. We've got face oils, we've got body oils since 1954. Now we've got lip oils with different kind of colors. We've got very innovative products like this pen, 4-in-1 colors, 3 for the eye, 1 for the lip.
The Indians are avid duty-free shoppers. 3 out of 10 Indians shop in duty-frees around the world. We are pushing very hard to bring back that spend into India. China has done a lot in enabling regulations which encourage Chinese travelers to come back and spend. For example, a Chinese outbound tourist can come back and buy duty-free in shops downtown 3 months after they arrive.
What's very important is that everybody in the region, whether you're talking of Dubai or Changi, they're all chasing the Indian consumer. And my job here is to ensure that the Indian consumer buys in our store so the money stays in India. And we have the biggest arrival store, I think, certainly in the region, if not in the world. And we offer you over 7,000 products.
I think at the end of the day, we are travel retail specific, duty-free specific. We've been available for quite a number of years now. I think the experience has been a journey, and it's been a great journey because we've seen the evolution of retail standards. So when you see the number of passengers traveling increase, I think it's a growth platform, and I think we enjoy the benefits of that.
Exhibitions like this help us stay international, ensure that we buy directly from the brands, we buy the best products, and launch them at the best possible timings.
It's a great opportunity for us to meet up with our global customers, and it's a simple platform, but everybody's here, and it's great for us to connect again.
So I feel more and more now of our general consumer is actually researching what they want to purchase before they even leave their home and travel. So we're trying to create various touch points along the whole journey, whether it be social media before they leave. When they arrive at the airport, we're investing in advertising. In fact, we're now investing in radio campaigns locally in Delhi as well. And we actually try and track those people through our stores. We use geofencing, so we're able to give targeted promotions to these guys. But also at the point of sale and after the point of sale, we want these consumers to come back. We want them to tell their friends about the concepts we have, the quality we have, and the pricing we have.
Globetrotters, don't forget to plan your shopping list along with your travel itineraries and indulge at duty-free shopping. Safe trip, bon voyage!
Zodiac, finest quality clothing.
Every successful venture is a story of inspiration, passion, and determination. This is the platform where you witness business icons mentor, nurture, and motivate promising entrepreneurs.
It not only brings alive promises of non-stop you, it also adds significant value to tens of thousands of young men and women every year.
This journey began a decade ago to partner the success of Indian business. It transformed into its current avatar 5 years ago and has grown exponentially wider and deeper every season.
Let's take a look at some of the previous participants who've taken part on the show. These participants have wowed not just the jury but also the viewers with the soundness of their business plans. Watch the action unfold right here on India's largest SME platform, Lufthansa Runway to Success Season 5.
Jump that India has made this year is a 30-point jump, which is the highest jump that any country has made. This is what India has shown, that over the last 3 years it has consistently moved the bar. And if it continues to do that, we're going to see quite a difference in the way foreign investors are coming in.
We have a substantial jump in the ranking in the Doing Business report. As a nation, I think we should be very proud of our achievement.
You're going to see a new climate of investment, whether it's the high-speed rail or the freight corridor or the 7 lakh crores which is going to be spent on Bharatmala.
It's rarely achieved by a large country to achieve a 30 position jump. And actually, if you look at it over a 3-year period, India's jumped 42 positions.
It's wonderful to pat ourselves on the back that this is the direction that we all wanted India to get to.
There have been major achievements. We would have done even better. The failure is that the government has not communicated this to entrepreneurs.
The direction of travel, I think, is not only very clear, but the fact that it has been a substantial jump means something.
Moving up 30 points is not a small achievement. That is certainly something that will affect the optics in terms of how India is viewed.
This is a validation of this government's reform agenda and an indication of the improving investment climate in the country. How is the Congress reading this?
Critical part is not the kind of rules and regulations that you may have passed, but it's the way you have actually implemented them at the ground level that matters.
Is the political cleanup long overdue? And shouldn't this have been actually done by the political class itself?
The over 1,500 cases against MPs and MLAs elected to a parliament, is that a welcome intervention by the top court?
Our ranking has gone up by 30-odd points, then why is it that private investment is not breaking ground?
Policy making is extremely important, both from a corporate point of view and of course a government policy point of view.
The only time that the UIDAI has ever indicated they want to publicly speak about something is when they say, oh, the value of what we're doing.
If we are going to clean out the system, it's not only politicians or parliament or the judiciary which can do it. I think the media also has to play a firm role in it.
Let's change policies, let's change mindsets, but above all, let's change the reality.
Partner. Partner by Times Influence.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, or should I say welcome to an Achi Raat, something that no matter what parameter you use is guaranteed here tonight at the 2017 edition of the Economic Times Awards for Corporate Excellence. Most of you gathered here have been doing business with ease, making in India, essentially playing ball for years. So you are much more aware than those gloom and doom walas about how to steer corporate India between the rock of slow growth and the hard place of a lending crunch. This is something well appreciated by the government. The Honorable Finance Minister Arun Jaitley in his press conference earlier this week showed us as much as his qualities as a CEO as those of a man who holds the nation's purse strings, whether it be announcing the 2.11 lakh crore recapitalization plan for public sector banks or unfurling the big ticket spend on infrastructure. This government, as has been the case from its inception, has taken bold steps showing animal spirits of its own. So without wasting any more time, I'd like to invite Mr. Vineet Jain, Managing Director of the Times Group, to deliver the welcome address.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted to welcome you to the 2017 Economic Times Awards for Corporate Excellence. Over the years, the ET Awards ceremony has provided the perfect platform for government and industry to come together and deliberate on what works best for India. With a flurry of big bang reforms just behind us, I'm sure the debate tonight will be even more interesting than usual. The long-awaited goods and services tax and the insolvency and bankruptcy code are game changers for industry. The government announced a large-scale recapitalization of banks and a massive highway building program. The economy appears poised to show substantial gains from the structural reforms carried out by the government. And the credit for that, in a very large measure, should go to Finance Minister Arun Jaitley. We are honored to have him here today to accept the Business Reformer of the Year award. Welcome also to Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis and our new Railways Minister Piyush Goyal. We are also delighted to host the Honorable Vice President Venkaiah Naidu, who will join us shortly along with Governor C. Vidyasagar Rao. I would like to thank all of you for joining us here this evening to celebrate excellence. Every year, our winners represent not just the best practices and intellectual capital of India Inc., but they also give us a glimpse of what the future could be for business in India. Congratulations to the winners of the ET Awards. I'm truly honored to raise a toast to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jain. Now, like Mr. Jain pointed out, rolling out GST has been a revolutionary achievement, the effects of which we're going to see over the months and years to come. We're lucky enough to have the architect of that reform with us. Without further ado, may I invite Honorable Finance Minister Mr. Arun Jaitley to deliver his keynote address.
Thank you very much, Vineet, to you and to the Economic Times for having invited me once again this year. I think it's important for us to realize that the process of structural reforms in India still has a very long way to go. I think it's extremely important that when you get onto a path of reform, you know what the direction is. And under no circumstance must you ever deviate from that path. The second important fact to remember is that there will never be a finishing line, there will be always an ongoing process which will go on. And I think each of these decisions, when it fans itself out in the long term, will have a very important role to play. Both under the direct tax and indirect tax regime, we are in India today providing to people